What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean, and I wasn't kidding. I mean, look at this. It looks like I was robbed, but in all reality, this is the stuff that I'm going to keep. We're going to go through some of this stuff. I want to get it onto the shelf and alphabetized, and then hopefully start pulling, because like I said, I want to have, this is going to be I don't know, maybe three, maybe a little bit more shelf of NES games, and I want to start that shrine, or at least pull the games to the shrine that I want. This is a big move that I wanted to do. A lot of people supported me on it. A lot of people, they were pretty upset. But we'll talk more about that in this video. So without further ado, let's start the show. Alright guys, so if you are not familiar, if you didn't see the last video that I put out, I decided that I wanted to basically get rid of all the stuff that I was never going to mess around with, those filler games, not great games at all for the NES collection. I wanted to, look at that, you can actually see walls behind here. It's been years since I've been able to actually see a full-on wall, and this game room, it's just getting way too crowded, and there's things in my collecting life that I want, the goals that I want to achieve, and in order to do that, I need to make some room. I've always wanted this shrine. Getting rid of a bunch of those games. Wait till you guys see some of the trays that I've been working out. Some of the stuff that I'm going to be getting for getting rid of games that I didn't want. It makes the most sense to me. I love the NES. Obviously, I had to keep this amount of games, and there's probably a few more that I've yet to pull back in here that I don't know if I'm going to get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll jump scene, and I'm going to get all these onto the shelf, and I'll just show you what I ended up left with. I don't know how many rows that's going to take. Maybe 3, maybe a little more than 3. I don't know. 3 would probably be ideal, because then I can utilize all that space right here. But anyways, let me see where I get. Alright guys, so I got everything on the shelf, and it was a little more than 3, which is okay for now. I don't know if I want it to be just 3 shelves, or maybe a little bit more. So I'm, this area down here, these shelves all the way down, is going to be utilized for space. I don't think I'm going to be able to actually build the shrine today, but I am going to start grabbing the games that I want in it. It's a little bit late right now, and I don't want to go grab the drill and wake up my wife and get her all agitated. And I do want to talk about it. A lot of people were, it was hit or miss with what I decided to do with my collection. And understand that I say it that way, because that's what it is. This is my collection. It's for me to do what I want to do with. My goals are my goals. If I had my way in a bigger game room, obviously, I wouldn't get rid of anything. I wouldn't have the need to. But since I am running out of space and there's things that I want to do, that I've always wanted to do, complete other goals, get games that I want versus the games that I'm not going to be playing. The games that I got rid of, guys, these are games that are either not great or games that I will never get around to playing. This is games that I have no interest in. The games that I did keep, which we'll go over, these are all ones that hold a very nostalgic place in my heart, or ones that I know are good and that I will get around to play. I know there was some people upset at the fact that I got rid of some NES games from my collection, but understand I collect the way that I want to, and I just don't have the room for it anymore. I can't collect every single thing that I want when I don't have the space for it. Until I find another place, it's just going to be the way it is. I'm hoping to complete a N64 set, so in order to do that, I already got trades coming with a bunch of the NES games that I got rid of here, and some awesome Super Nintendo stuff. Wait till you guys see that. It's going to be some really good stuff to add to the collection. And I had so many people that supported me. A lot of people understand exactly why I am doing this, which I'm very grateful. But, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Just understand one thing. When it comes to your game room, your collection, that's exactly what it is. It's yours. It's not anybody else's. People can get upset if I do something differently in my game room, but that's just the way it's going to be. So with that said, let's go over some of these games. Now understand, some of these games may not be your favorite games. They may not be good games to you, but these are games that, like I said, I either hold nostalgic, they have a nostalgic spot in my heart, or they're games that I want to get around to playing. So they may not be your favorites, but a lot of these are mine, or games that I want to get around to. And I will tell you, this collection just looks so much better. It's a lot more eye appealing when I come in, and it's a collection that I want to see. I'm not going to go over every single game, but as you can see, it's just really nice titles all the way across. There's a few oddballs in there that you'd be like, why did he keep that game? Like I say, it's something that it's either got a place for me, like golf. Golf's one of my favorite NES games. And I know, I'm telling you, it sounds weird, but this is the way that I collect, and this is how I want my NES collection to look. Now, I know 100%, you know, the second we get another place that's got a bigger opportunity for me to have a game room, the bug's going to bite me again, and I'm going to go back to collecting every NES game, even though I know it's not a great game or whatever it may be. But until then, I feel I made the right decision. As you can see from these titles, these are just awesome titles. These are the games that I wanted to keep for myself. Now, I did have one person say, well, if you're, you know, getting rid of these games just to put a shrine in place, you're not doing anything differently. You're still taking up a lot of room, which is accurate. But the way I look at it, the shrine is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've never been able to because I don't have the room. So I'm supplementing something that I didn't want for something that I do. And of course, with the shrine, it's not a permanent structure. It can always be condensed back into the collection. But this is something that I've always wanted to do. I'm a huge survival horror fan. I've kind of always had this in the back of my mind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the phone off. I'm going to skip scene again, and I'm going to grab some games. There's probably going to be so many games that I forget that, you know, as I'm looking over my collection, I'd be like, oh, that's got to go back to the shrine. But let's see what I come up with, and then I'll show you what I got. Alright guys, so this is some of the things that I pulled, and I say some of the things because I keep finding myself pulling so much more, and I'm hopefully going to have enough room for all this. I really think I am, because a lot of this stuff is going to change. This is going to be the next video where we actually start constructing the actual shrine. But as you can see, there are so many awesome horror games that are going to be designated for this shrine. Things that, you know, you may look at and be like, why do you have Stubbs the Zombie in there? Because that's what I want in my shrine. This is going to be formulated to the way that I want it, but I'm telling you, this is looking good. I'm still can't find my damn Resident Evil for the N64. I know I got it. I think I played it, set it down somewhere. A lot of people with a game room like this know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I want to know some of your suggestions out there, like what game am I missing from this, because I know that there are plenty more that I got to pull. I don't know exactly the full direction this shrine's going to go. Obviously, it's going to be completely hard thing, but I am going to be eventually running out of room for this shrine. But God almighty, imagine coming in here and just seeing all these displayed beautifully. And I don't want people to think that, you know, I got rid of all these NES games just for these few, you know, horror games. There are plenty more that I got to grab. I'm going to end it tonight. It's kind of late here. I want to get this episode out for you guys tomorrow to watch. And tomorrow, I'm going to start construction on the actual shrine itself. We're going to be pulling shelves down. We're going to, you know, measuring differently. We're going to be maybe extending. I have no idea. I've had more fun doing stuff like this than I've had in a while in the game room. Obviously, I come in here and play games, but to move things around and add things to the collection, this has been the most fun, and God almighty, I'm having a blast doing it. It really gets those creative juices flowing, because not only is it nice to have an actual game room, it's nice to be able to do additions and things like that. And I haven't really been able to do any sort of addition lately, so I'm very ecstatic about doing something like this. But God almighty, some of these titles, Cursed Mountain, if you've never played that for the Wii, highly recommend it. It's kind of uncommon, you don't see it that often, it might go up in price, but get it early while you can. It's a fantastic horror game, and there's not too many for that system. But God almighty, just to see all these games grouped up like this, this is by far my favorite genre of games, and that's horror. So why not do something like this for myself and make a shrine dedicated to it? I mean, obviously I love Zelda. I have a whole shrine dedicated to Zelda, but now I want a shrine dedicated to horror games, survival horror. Just look at this. Look at this. Tell me if that ain't fantastic. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for this episode. I know it's not nothing crazy. I didn't really get to build the shrine. That's going to be the next episode. It's late when I started to work here in the game room. So hopefully y'all have enjoyed it out there. And as always, everybody out there in this wonderful world, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.